Hey, what's going on, everybody? James here, your AVX audiophile. Today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. A fantastic set of in-ear monitors that we got in for review. Who are they from? What are they all about? And are they better than my reference ETA Audio Mini SCs? Let's see what's up. Here we go. All right, so of course, I know you didn't. We are talking about the Linsoul SIMGOT EM6L in-ear monitor. So just as a point of reference, they reached out to me, asked me if I wanted to review their product. I said, yeah, I'll review your product. They sent it to us. We've been auditioning these in-ear monitors for probably a little over a month. And what am I comparing them to? I don't have a ton of in-ear monitor experience. Typically just kind of your earbud type stuff, your AirPod Pros. We've got some B&W ones. We've got I don't know, like 6 or 7 different styles of kind of in-ear, if you will. Wired and Bluetooth that we kind of mess around with and have talked about in the past. My reference is sitting right here. It's the Schiit Valhalla with the Schiit Bifrost 2. That's kind of our headphone setup. The headphones that are my current reference are the ETA Audio Mini SCs. They're right here next to me. These are my daily drivers, an absolutely phenomenal pair of headphones. We've got the teal ghosts up in the background. We've got the old school Koss right there. We've got the Emotiva GR1s, as well as another set of ETA Audio headphones that we will be raffling off in our group soon. So make sure you get in our Discord, check all the stuff out in the links. All right, so let's start off just kind of going over some specs. Like we talked about, triple drivers. I'm just looking at their website here. 26 ohm plus or minus 15% impedance, 119 dB sensitivity. I did not find these that hard to drive. I didn't think that they needed excessive amounts of power. The Valhalla ran them fine. The Black Ice Tube DAC that has a headphone out ran them just fine. Our Orchard Audio Pecan Pi Plus Ultra Streamer DAC with its 3.5 millimeter headphone out, AB output stage, Class AB output stage, ran them just fine. I didn't run into any situation where I was kind of feeling like I needed more power. They're calling 20 hertz to 20 hertz, high precision 3D resin. They've got the 0.78 2-pin, so on the connectors here, as you'll see in the photos, it's the 2-pin connector here. So if you're going to do cable swapping and stuff, make sure you do that. And then it's your standard 3.5 millimeter at the end, high purity silver cable. So that's kind of the specifics. They do have some other offerings. If you look up the Linsoul, they've got the orchestras for $249 if you kind of want to jump up a tier. We'll see if we can't get those in for review. You've got in the $100 range, you've got the EM6L and the Quartets. So take a look at those offerings. And if you want to just step in on an ultra budget, I haven't heard them, but we'll see if we can't get them. They've got the EW200s, which I think are $39. And if you look at them all, they're all pretty similar. But what you're getting is just, better construction, better drivers inside, better cabling, wiring, if you will. Some of them are just kind of your standard copper. You jump up, you get better drivers, you get better design, you start to get into some silver plated stuff, some better connectors, just better specs and capability. So all right, so let's take a look at kind of what they're saying on their website and how that kind of aligns with my actual experience, from kind of my reference to some of the other stuff we've kind of listened to and talked about. What they talk about on their website is an 8 millimeter custom designed high polymer diaphragm, dual cavity dynamic driver, and they get into a bunch of different stuff, but and then they have 2 sets of balanced armature drivers that they talk about that kind of controls the mids and the highs. So they got that 8 millimeter and then the 2 armature drivers that kind of handle the mids and the highs. Then they talk about, this precise tuning, blah, 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 a harmonious blending of tones. I mean, they give all of their marketing, stuff. But I will say, in my experience, this is a very well-rounded in-ear monitor. The sound from the bass frequencies all the way up to the treble is really nice and balanced. There is a nice clarity, focus, and detail. The bass is good. I didn't feel like that it was lacking. It had plenty of texture and tightness and kind of punch. I wouldn't say that it is near as good as the ETA Mini SCs, but again, that's a $500 set of over-ears that are designed by ETA that are absolutely phenomenal and my reference. But in comparison, I feel like from the lower mid-range to the upper treble frequency, the EM6L, the SIMGOTs, they really pack a really good punch, and they are very, very well blended, not fatiguing, not crispy, not sibilant. I wouldn't call them. They're fairly neutral at the end of the day. The tonality of the thing is fairly neutral. But kind of walking up through that space, really good bass. I felt it was tight enough and impactful enough. It was a little bit softer than some bass I've heard, in some of the other headphones and earbuds and in-ear monitors that we've kind of talked about and reviewed on this channel. But it was captivating enough that it kept me focused and blended well enough as it moved up through the frequency range. The mid-range and vocals are really nice. They've got good meat on the bone. They've got good realism, good clarity. I wouldn't say that they were overemphasized. They kind of, like I said, this is just an overall well-rounded in-ear monitor. I didn't feel like anything was standing out. Sometimes you get them like the Monolith 1060 planers that I had. Kind of mid-range focused, pushing those vocals kind of forward. These are not like that. They are a good, well-blended sound. The treble, as we get up into kind of those lower treble ranges, upper female vocal kind of stuff, held together really good. I didn't find any sibilance or introduction of brightness or anything, but not, lacking clarity, focus, and detail. They definitely had those. Compared to something like the $18 Hollas, you can see where these kind of pushing up into that treble region start to get a little bit grainy, if you will, and they kind of lose their resolution or ability to resolve, some of those upper mid treble range stuff, whereas the EML 6s, they really kind of hold together. The EM6L, they really kind of hold together in that space. So what else do they talk about on their website? So if you look at the website there, they're talking about, I always like these guys, always love this verbiage that they use. H2019 target curve, which is kind of the one that they're following. 3 frequency balance, natural soundstage. I would agree there. It does have a nice natural soundstage to it. I would agree that there is good realism and naturalness to the presentation. Let's see, what else do they say? An expansive audio field. I don't know what that means. An expansive audio field. I will tell you that the soundstage, for me, with headphones and in-ear monitors, I kind of refer to it as a tube that runs across from one side to the other. That tube can be different lengths, right? It can stop at your ears. That soundstage, it can stop at your ears. It can push outside of your ears a little bit. And then the tube runs, the width of your head. And then how wide is that tube, right? How big does that soundstage get? How forward of your face, or how far up your head, or out the back, or down, from that center line of your ears, does that stage kind of move? How big is it and expansive is it? How is that layering inside of that soundstage? How is the clarity, focus, and detail of those things inside that soundstage? I would say that probably not the most focused, crispy, clean sound presentation I've heard, which is okay because it's more of a musical presentation rather than like a crispy analytical type thing, which is nice. I'm not into that kind of super crispy stuff, but The Soundstage is pretty big dimensionally. I felt like, you know, some of them, like when I went to the $18 Hollas, the tube was really thin and it wasn't very wide. Everything was kind of focused and maintained kind of in this horizontal space. Whereas the EM6Ls, you know, that became pretty big. I would say at the end of the day, the Soundstage is really nice, plenty big, plenty spacious, plenty of air kind of around the things. There's room in between kind of the artifacts in the Soundstage that led to me being able to kind of focus on certain things. Again, not as good as the ETA Audio SCs, but mini SCs, but you know, like I said, this is $100 set of in-ear monitors. So okay, so what else are they talking about? They're talking about their look, their feel. They're talking about their you know, 3D printing with their CNC faceplate. What else do they say? Mirror-like finish exudes a sense of refined artistry, making your audio journey an immersive experience. They are nice. I mean, they polish them up good. They polish them up well, and you know, they look really nice, and it's got a good fit and finish. I mean, it's got that nice mirror shine to it. You know, the plugs are really good. Overall, it does look very nice, and it does have a good finish. So they're good. They're good there. What else do they say? Oh, okay. They talk about the high purity, oxygen-free copper silver-plated cables. So one of the cool things is they come with this nice braided cable. I don't know if it'll focus in or not. Probably not, because it doesn't like me today. Let's see if we can get it here. There we go. A really nice braided cable that runs all the way up. They've got a nice little you know, splice here where it connects. You can see that you've got this little, and it's metal. It's got a little ring here that you can slide up to kind of adjust, you know, for the two. And then your standard at the end, your 3.5 millimeter connector. Come on, there we go. 3.5 millimeter connector, and it's got this little rubber part that kind of, you know, maybe gives it a little bit of support there. But it feels and looks like a quality product, so that's kind of cool. Something you don't see from, you know, something like the $18 Hollas, which is just kind of your standard. Everything is really bare bones, which is okay. I mean, it just, you know, depends on what you want. So kind of overall, just kind of wrapping up and overall sound. I think with the triple drivers and the way they have them crossed over and kind of set up, like I said, it was a really balanced soundstage and presentation. You know, nice bass, good vocals, you know, good instruments, good texture. I would say that for $100, I do not feel that, like, oh, I would, you know, that's not worth $100. You know, coming from other kind of some budget spaces, you know, sub $100, I feel like these are definitely worth the $100 price tag, and they do compete with some pretty nice stuff, like my Emotiva GR1s. Those are, I don't know, $250, $300 set of over-ear, and they are fantastic and sound really good. But I prefer these EM6Ls. I think they are a better performer. They sound better overall, much more kind of resolving than the Emotiva GR1s, which are a fantastic headphone. The Emotiva GR1s maybe does bass a little bit better, but the resolution and clarity of the EML6s, I think, kind of surpasses. So they are a much higher quality sound than something like the Emotiva GR1s. They almost approach the ETA Audio Mini SCs in upper mids and treble frequencies, but they don't do bass near as well. The one things that the ETA Audio has kind of going for it that just blew me away right off the rip was the bass that they do and how much texture and detail and precision there is in that bass. The EM6Ls are much more kind of relaxed in that area, but still plenty good. So overall, at the end of the day, $109 on Amazon. You won't go wrong there. I think it's a good value for the dollar that you're spending. I think the construction is built well. I think the look is plenty good. I'm kind of looking down at them here as I just kind of have them sitting here in front of me. And I think they're overall a good feeling, looking, and sounding product. And for $100, especially on Amazon, get them, try them. If you don't like them, send them back. Simple, simple. Appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed the review and enjoy your day. Thank you.